going to be here tomorrow. Shay is having brunch at her house. Now, it's not just for people that's out, that's for everybody, right? Everybody that's here tonight. Shay's house in the morning. From 10 until 1 at, what's your address? 17210 Steel.
That's your address.
10 Steel. That's not true. Okay, Shay says see her after. I'm making quiche, so I'll be there. I'll be there. Are you making biscuits? We'll be there. Shay's inviting everybody to brunch. There is a So Sad meeting tomorrow, 4 o'clock at our office at 453 Martin Luther King Boulevard. The focus for tomorrow is conflict resolution. I say that and I look right at Carolyn. All right. Teaches conflict resolution for Center for Peace and Conflict Studies. But we want those of you that can't come to the So Sad meeting tomorrow because we still have much work to do teaching our young people. As you may have seen downstairs, a big ceasefire poster. We're promoting those throughout the city because we want people to stop shooting each other and start loving each other and working together. It's time that we build a stronger community. So tomorrow, if you can, we want you to come and share with us at the So Sad meeting. And I give you back to our MCs who's going to present our honorees.
I too had lots of hesitation. I'm very good for going and making speeches where I'm either teaching or trying to admonish people at different times. You have to striving for how you go. I'm not too good for talking about myself. So at first I had a kind of crazy idea in my mind when they said they were going to have this affair. I started to look back at Langdon Hughes' Mr. Simple Speaker's Mind. In there is a section in which the character is invited up to Sugar Hill in Holland. And Sugar Hill at that time was one of the places in New York, back in those days, up in Sugar Hill. And they were going to give an affair for him to celebrate all these years he had toured as an artist and had never been recognized. It just so happened at the point in which they had the celebration, he was sad at sight, sad again, and sad at teeth. By the way, I got bald teeth too. So he couldn't even eat. So he got up there and he said, now look here, folks. All these years I've been around here sweating, creating things, and you wait until I get so I can't even eat or enjoy the food and put on this affair. That didn't happen here. I'll be 71 years old in a few days. And let me tell you something, I ain't about to be dead. All right. Down to the doctor and get a perfect checkup tonight and die when you get home. That's right. You don't know. I'm just thinking that right now I'm a little too honored to die right now. All right. Yeah. And I just figure right now my will is that I'm going to be around here a little longer to see a little more changes take place in a world that needs lots of more changes than the world when I first started out. All right. A hell of a lot of stuff to say. All right. Because I grew up in a little town called Marion Junction, Alabama. Okay? All right. Where white people were ladies and gentlemen by day and Ku Klux Klans by night. And they hung somebody nearly every weekend to set an example so you'd be a nice fellow for the rest of the week. Okay? Now that's the kind of environment. So I'm still saying, however, that the challenge facing us is far more grander than even those challenges that faced us then.
That's right.
Now, I want to thank you for bringing us together in this kind of setting. Because I think in this kind of setting, we cannot just celebrate grace and I. Because let me tell you something, grace and I in ourselves is nobody. It is only in relationship to other bodies and many somebodies than anybody somebody. Let me tell you that. You only become a person in relationship to other persons. That's the only time you have a personhood. In other words, if you out there and the oasis all by yourself, you ain't nothing. It is peoples who give you a chance to transform yourself and in turn they transform themselves. So I want to thank you very much for allowing Grace and I to come here tonight. I want to thank you even more so though, as we can say we are celebrating that all of us has participated in the struggle in some forms. And all of us has perhaps made the world just a little bit better than what it was. And even as we were making it better, however, we were always conscious of one thing, that changes was constantly taking place. That something which is progressive today is tomorrow is kind of revolutionary and reactionary. And you have to be very careful that we don't get locked in a place so that we don't keep our eyes on the sparrow so we can see what tomorrow brings. Now, fortunate for me, because people always ask me this, and I'm going to try to make this very brief. Jimmy, how come you keep on messing around, man? Why don't you give up? You know, you could have been a foreman that right there. I could have been. You could have been a supervisor out there, man. You know what to do there. How come you now always want to get out the plant so dang quick? I used to say, I hope it got up before I leave. You know what I mean? Now I was thinking about how I get out the plant and plot how to overthrow the plant. And they wanted me to stay in that way to keep the plant going. I was thinking about that. So this was the kind of conflict that I was in all my life. How can I be bringing it down? Yeah. Even while they had asked me why don't I take a job to build it up. But I'm saying something here. I'm saying that number one, the environment which I grew in said to me very early that listen, you have to make a way out of nowhere. Now I know very few people in here is old enough to remember that. See, I grew up in Alabama, where they let somebody, I say every week, to remind you to stay in your place. But because they let somebody every week to remind you to stay in our place, we didn't stay in our place. Right. Because our parents told us, you have to make a way out of nowhere. I don't get people to tell folks that now. All of us go around and say, I can't do nothing because this old racist society. I can't do nothing because this old capitalist society. I can't wait because these white folks around here messing with me. I can't do this, that, that. So that today, most of us are already frozen and locked. Let me tell you something, and this is going to be hard for most of you to face. Most black folks are locked in the world of racism. You don't see it as a challenge to you. You see it as an excuse for saying why you can't do that. That's the most devastating and damaging thing that's happening. We have to see how the challenge to take us to another platform. And I want to tell you something else. You see, my father died when I was 8. So that was on my Mother's Day. And she always told me, baby, you do whatever makes you happy. But she also said you ought to always try to do something that makes the world a little better. And that's what I've been trying to do all my life, is try to make the world a little better. And I recognize something very early. In order to make the world better, you have the intent of making it better for everybody, even though you know you can't make it better for everybody. But that ought to be the issue. Because you have to broaden your humanity at every time you walk down the street. Now, the thing I want to end up by saying here tonight, we're going to be moving very quickly towards the 21st century. It's just, what, 9/11? By the way, I think I'll make it. I don't know when I'm going to make it now. It's a long time for me. You're going to make it. You know what I mean? I can be 80. I would like to be around here. Because I would just like to hope that we could have a little more opportunity, a little more chance to do that. But I'm going to have to depend on everybody out here that's younger than me. But I'm going to tell you something. Don't go out there budget for no